Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging into something really quite different. Imagine this massive silent shift happening globally. And it's not just about money, it seems connected to a much bigger picture, maybe even, a cosmic one. So our deep dive today explores a really unique viewpoint on all these global changes happening. We're focusing on something called the quantum financial system, QFS for short. But before we get into what that even is, you should know where we're getting this information for today's deep dive. It's let's say, unusual.
It really is. What's unique here is that we've been looking at excerpts from a transcript. It's from a YouTube video, apparently. And the information is supposedly channeled or conveyed by an entity called Ashtar, commander of Galactic Forces of Light.
Okay, wow. So Ashtar.
Yes. Now, for anyone not familiar, this name Ashtar, it comes from certain New Age and UFO circles, often described as part of a collective of, benevolent extraterrestrials. Our goal today, just to be really clear, is to unpack the core ideas presented in this specific material. We're not endorsing the source itself, but looking at what it says, especially how it connects to chatter we already hear about global finance changing.
Right. That's a really important point, sticking to what the source presents. And that sets up our mission for you, the listener. We want to try and pull out, what this source says the QFS actually is, why talk about it from this galactic angle, what's its supposed purpose, and maybe most importantly, what could these pretty profound shifts described actually mean for you and for everyone, really. It's this strange crossing point, isn't it? Global money meets higher consciousness. So diving into the material, it starts with a really provocative claim from this Ashtar source. It begins saying, basically, many events are in motion on Earth now, some chaotic or unexpected. And what really jumped out at me was the claim that some of these agitations were not produced naturally. That's a direct quote. And also that certain revelations and lists did not yield the results that many awakened souls expected. But then, right alongside that chaos, the source says a transformation accelerated is happening silently in the background. It kind of paints this picture of like an unseen hand guiding things, a deeper current.
It's a strong opening, yeah. Suggesting this quiet revolution underneath the noise. And then Ashtar says quite directly that this new financial structure, the QFS, is being implemented behind the scenes even as we speak. Now, the source material we looked at, it doesn't really get technical about what quantum means here. Is it quantum computing? Is it something more esoteric, like a different kind of energy flow? That's not specified. What we do get is the idea that it's a system operating on principles way beyond, regular banking or even the digital currencies we talk about now.
So it's happening now, silently behind the scenes.
According to this source, yes. And it encourages us to observe closely. It says, you will notice more discussion surfacing about digital currencies and new economic structures. It even points out that large financial institutions are now openly discussing the transition to digital currency. And this is presented as, quote, a clear sign of the great changes on the horizon.
Okay, so it's linking these big public conversations about CBDCs or digital money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's suggesting those are sort of the surface ripples of this deeper QFS implementation. It also touches on the whole cryptocurrency and blockchain space that many people are familiar with. According to Ashtar, in time, these innovations will take on new names and forms as they integrate into your society. So we're meant to see the things happening now as maybe stepping stones or early versions of this bigger shift. Visible signs, if you look closely.
That's fascinating because it suggests something much bigger than just, upgrading the current system. It sounds more like a complete replacement. And if this QFS really is designed, as the source suggests later on, for an even distribution of prosperity, what does that even do to existing banks? To investing? Concepts like inflation, national debt, they'd be turned upside down, wouldn't they?
Well, the source certainly implies a radical rethink and doesn't spell out the mechanics, but it points towards something fundamentally different from current market economics, far beyond just tweaking things.
Okay, so as we start to wrap up this deep dive, let's revisit that core message from Ashtar about the QFS itself. The source is pretty explicit here, isn't it? It says, no matter how advanced this system might be, it's not a savior by itself. It's described more as a tool and a reflection, and thin, and it really emphasizes that, quote, your true liberation from scarcity and struggle depends on your awakening to the truth of your own creative power. There's a definite warning in there about giving your innate power to external forces.
Absolutely. It brings it back to the individual, which leads to a really, I think, provocative final thought for you listening. This comes from pulling together some of Ashtar's broader statements. The source claims that the very design of the new system will ensure a more even distribution of prosperity so that no one is left behind. Think about that. And it goes on. In time, it will not matter who bought what investment at the perfect time because abundance will flow to everyone. So the really profound idea here isn't just the new system, it's a whole new way of thinking, maybe. It suggests that the greatest riches of life, like love and creativity, blossom from within and then attract external fulfillment. So the question becomes, what does knowing that or considering that mean for your personal connection to abundance, to your purpose right here, right now, even before any huge external system changes?
That's a powerful question.
Right. The Source reminds us that abundance is your birthright as a divine being, and that everything you truly need already exists within you in energetic form. It talks about freeing the splendor trapped within your soul. So, if a system is supposedly coming that guarantees abundance, how does that change how you approach wealth, well-being, scarcity today? Does it shift anything inside? That's something to really sit with.
It really is an incredibly empowering angle when you put it like that. Even though we've explored these huge, almost sci-fi global shifts described in the Source, at the end of the day, it brings the focus right back to you, your inner state, your actions. It encourages you to keep listening to your own inner guidance. And I love this part, to actually incorporate the confidence of someone who is already abundant. Thinking about how your posture, your tone of voice, and your choice of words act almost like codes that the quantum field reads and responds to, it's quite something. You are, as the Source puts it, the pioneers of this change, shaping your reality right now as these bigger things perhaps unfold around us.